Learning with Dawn. I'm in the process of putting my old videos up, and whoa, what a difference. It's so nice when you can see a progression of starting to getting a little bit better at things. So I can't wait from a year from now when I see how much I progressed from there. So come learn with me. I have DKC Design. You can go there and check out my gallery if you want to. But today I'm gonna make a jellyfish. Funny enough, I tried the other day and it ended up turning into an icicle. So I'm gonna just heat up this glass. And I know it's a little bit noisy in here. I apologize. It's hot in Texas. And we have Beryl. Hurricane Beryl is probably, get the impression, might pass right over us. That has happened while I've been here. We took a direct hit. Let's see, my kids were about 10, 12, and 7. So Lord, I remember that time. I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but I remember sitting in the closet with myself, my husband, my dogs, well, one dog at that time, and the kids, and we just sat there and waited it out. And it was weird. When the eye came over, so silent. We looked straight up, no clouds. And then maybe 15 minutes later, all the heck started back up again, and back into the closet we went. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this time. I figured I would do some glass early in the morning before we started having any storms. That way my kiln doesn't just shut off. I just remember to have to turn my kiln on. Now it's on, and I'm just heating up lava glass on the end of this super clear rod. I've pieced two together. One was too short, and I'm waiting for it to get nice and hot, and then I'm gonna flatten it at the end. And then basically the first part is an implosion. So I just did an implosion video the other day. Can't remember if I put it up, but we'll have that one. I'm not the greatest at writing on my disc yet, or putting, well, so I wondered if that would happen. Melt down the little piece that was from that other side, and then we'll get going again. And for purposes of your ears, hopefully you'll like the music better than either my idle chatter or the noise in the background. So enjoy while I heat this down, and then put on the colors that I want for the legs of my jellyfish in my implosion. I'll be back.
melt it down anyway because I want a cap. A little cap on the top of the jellyfish. You want to make sure you keep everything warm. It doesn't pop off the end of your glass. I'm using a specialty color that I will make an attachment for at the bottom. So I have a fun little, that's a jellyfish, but now what we need to do is coat it. I have the top a little bit wonky, but I like how it looks. It's on a slant. I've actually just kept my thick rod because it's easier to coat with a nice thick rod of super clear, and I've kept it in my kiln so that I don't have to take as long to heat it up. Just the end. Heat up just the end, and then I'm going to work at coating this in the super clear, because that's going to make my pendant part. The top of the jellyfish that looks like a mushroom cap, that is going to be the top of the pendant. So I really want a nice melted down piece of glass at the end of this rod. I'm going to put it top of my pendant, kind of smash it on there, and I'm going to just draw my glass around it so that I'm not melting the top, just adding glass to it, not changing the position, just coating it.
down to the middle and making sure that the glass is very molten so that I don't have any bubbles as I coat it. Well, that was so annoying. You know why? Because it broke off. I was getting the perfect coating. I'm going to see if I can't salvage it. I don't know if I can. We'll see. But I had the perfect piece to it. Golly. We'll see if I can get anything salvaged. We'll see. Never panic. Thought I was going to say a really foul word there. So I pulled too hard. And the stress, because I didn't have my thicker glass rod melted down enough to move. So I'm going to try and, again, we're going to see what happens. Too much glass. So I had a jellyfish in there, but it is not at all the shape that it should be. So I'm going to see if I can melt down this glass on the outside and make it a cylinder. See what we can do. I'm going to fire up a little hotter because soft glass is not forgiving when it gets cooled down. And so I want to try and do this as quickly as I can because it's a lot of glass that I have on top. We're going to use gravity to let it fall on itself. And try and shape it. But now I'm going to do a veil on the top, and then we'll work at shaping. We'll work at shaping the bottom of the jellyfish. Bigger bail because this is a heavy piece. What I do is I make the pinch hole and I go back in and I make it wider. Now I'm going to work at the bottom and trying to pull it away. today, and I don't have my leaf press that I usually use, so I'm going to try and shape it myself. Good luck me.